Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Erin, and today we are doing a video that I have never done on my channel before. And that video is a what I watched in July video. So I'm going to talk about all the horror movies that I ended up watching in the month of July. I will tell you there's not that many. I didn't watch a ton of movies in the month of July, but I hadn't been watching movies very frequently before July. I don't know, I kind of felt burnt out and I wasn't watching anything that was really grabbing my attention or super exciting or anything like that. So July was the first month in a fairly long time where I felt like a lot of things stood out and I kind of wanted to check out more things, and I was just more interested in watching movies. So I'm going to tell you what those movies are, and I will tell you my thoughts and opinions on them. So the first movie we're going to talk about is Fear Street Part 1, 1994. So I have been anxiously awaiting the Fear Street trilogy movies. As soon as I heard they were doing the Fear Street trilogy, I was very excited. I love Fear Street, the books. They're some of my absolute favorite. I still enjoy reading them to this day, and I'm a big R.L. Stine fan. So I was very excited for these. I was looking forward to them so much, and I was kind of nervous because I didn't really know what to expect with this trilogy. I didn't quite know what kind of movie they were going for. I didn't know what to expect, if I was honest. So when part 1 came out, I was hesitant, but I was excited at the same time. And wow, I was blown away by this movie. I know a lot of people did not like the Fear Street trilogy. I know a lot of people thought they were dumb and, you know, whatever. I really liked it. I was surprised by the blood, the goriness. I was so shocked at how intense they were. I loved the characters. I loved everything about the first movie. Yeah, I was really impressed by the setup that happened in this first movie, and I was excited to see what happened next. I was very intrigued, and I just remember sitting there after the first movie and I was like, wow, I am thoroughly impressed by this. And I think it's because I didn't know what to expect from this. I really didn't. I didn't know what kind of direction they were going to go into. I didn't know how cheesy they were going to be, and they are cheesy. I don't really care. Fear Street, if you've read the books, they're cheesy. That's kind of their thing. But I don't know, I thought it was a really good first movie, and I was extremely excited to see the other two. Which leads me to the second movie I watched in July, and that is Fear Street Part 2, 1978. This one is probably my favorite so far. I really liked this one. I liked the camp setting, the summer camp vibes, very Friday the 13th, but I'm not a really big fan of Friday the 13th, so I felt like this was more in my realm of horror. I thought this was really well done, so well done. I had so much fun while watching this movie. Oh my god, it was so good. And Sadie Sink is just incredible. I love her so much. I loved her in Stranger Things, and I loved her in this. She's a great actress, and I really enjoyed seeing her in this one. And the ending to this one, the ending, it was just, if you know what I'm talking about. But the ending was just so like, it got me, you know. I was just very into it. And I forgot to mention this, but the Fear Street trilogy is on Netflix, so that's how I watched those. You're probably wondering what the third movie is that I watched. You're probably assuming that it is Fear Street Part 3, 1666. Actually, I have yet to see this one. I didn't get to finish the trilogy yet. The third movie came out while we were having our heat wave thing happening, and well, the like second or third or whatever. I've lost track how many heat waves we've been having recently. But we didn't get a chance to watch it because we kind of just got distracted and sidetracked, and so I have not seen it yet. I'm hoping to watch it soon because I need to know how this ends. I need to know the ending. I need to know what's going on. So I actually haven't seen 1666 yet, which is kind of dumb, me talking about the first two and not seeing the last one, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm hoping to get to that soon because I love the first two. I love them so much. The second one, 78, is probably my favorite so far, but yeah, I've seen some mixed reviews on the third one. A lot of people talking about the accents being really weird. Again, haven't seen it, so I don't know, but I will tell you when I get to that if I agree. The next movie on my list is The Strangers. Now this is a rewatch for me. I had seen The Strangers when it first came out in 2008 it says? 2008. So I had seen it when it released, but my partner had not seen The Strangers, and we decided to watch it. And I'm going to be honest, the first time I watched this movie, I remember not liking it. I'm pretty sure I saw it in theaters, and I remember just being like, this is not as good as I expected. It's a home invasion movie, which are some of the scariest horror movies. I don't really watch a lot of home invasion movies, mostly because that makes me super anxious, and I decided to give it a rewatch. You know, I wanted to watch it with him and get his feedback on it, and I'm going to tell you, I still don't like this movie. And here's the thing, I think the plot is fine. The masked strangers coming in, you know, great. I don't mind the plot. My biggest issue is with the two main characters, the couple that the, you know, stuff is happening to. I find them to be incredibly dumb and incredibly irritating. I don't like the acting. I thought it was pretty bad, which the actors in the movie are they're not unknown people. Liv Tyler is one of the main characters, and I just felt like her and her character is just so, oh my god, her character is so annoying, and I just really hate the main characters. They are so dumb. I hate how they react to the situation, and I focus too much on them and how bad they are, and everything else just kind of gets ruined for me. I think the movie could have been good if I just didn't hate the main characters so freaking much. I also just think the acting's not amazing, which I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but I didn't find the acting to be that great, especially from, you know, the couple. I feel like it wasn't fantastic. The strangers, the masked strangers, I think they're fine. I don't dislike them too much acting wise, but yeah, the movie is a flop for me. I just think it's not it's not that good. So the rewatch just reinforced the fact that I did not I did not like it. And this movie is on Netflix as well. Okay, and then the next movie on the list is actually The Strangers Pray at Night, which is the second movie. It is the sequel to The Strangers. I also watched this on Netflix. I had never seen the sequel, actually. It just came out in 2018, so it's fairly new, and I remember hearing about the sequel, but I didn't like the first one so much that I just decided that I wasn't going to watch the sequel. But when we saw they were both on Netflix, and my partner was like, why don't we just watch the sequel to just see what it's like. This one's a little bit more interesting. It's a family. It's a mom, a dad, and 2 kids, and it actually takes place in a mobile home park, which I guess is, you know, different. It's a little bit unique, I guess. I will say at first I did not like this one either. The very beginning I was like, oh no, here we go. It's gonna be just as bad as the first one. It's gonna be just as bad as the first one. So I was gearing myself up to hate this movie. However, I actually liked this one more. I think the characters were a little bit more likable, a little bit. I liked the fighting scenes. I liked, you know, the blood and gore was good. I don't know, it did have a little bit more for me, and I liked the ending a lot better in this one than I did the first one. So overall, I do think The Strangers Prey at Night is much better than The Strangers. I highly recommend checking out the second one, not the first one. I personally just I don't think the first one's very good. But the second one, yeah, I think it's worth a watch. It was fun. It was a little, you know, annoying. It gave me similar vibes to the first one at some parts, but overall I do think it was actually better. Okay, next up is the movie Trick. This came out in 2019. It's on Hulu, and my partner is the one that actually picked this one. He thought it sounded good, and I actually thought it sounded good too. Oh boy, so this is about okay, this is about a student who massacres his classmates at a Halloween costume party in 2015, and he gets arrested, and then he escapes police custody, and you know, it's he starts showing up again. It's whatever. This movie is so bad. Like if I had to give it a rating, like say out of 5, I would give it half a star. I'm not even a full star. It's half a star. I thought this was so bad. The acting is bad. The plot is so dumb. The plot twist is dumb. It's just bad. It's not a good movie. I really thought it was gonna be a fun slasher, you know, maybe a hidden gem kind of vibe. Yeah. No. It wasn't very good. Yeah, it just I almost turned it off halfway through us watching it because I just didn't even want to pay attention anymore. I was over it. I was done. I was a little frustrated. I was like, do I need to keep watching this? It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't want to keep watching it. But, you know, I did it anyways, and I regret it. It was a waste of, what, how long is this movie? Like an hour and 40 minutes. It's a waste of an hour and 40 minutes. I do not recommend. It's not good. Okay, next up on this list is a newer movie, and this is a classic horror story from Netflix. It just came out a little bit ago, I believe. And this is about 5 people traveling by camper who crash into a tree. When they recover, the road they were driving on has been replaced by an impenetrable forest and a wooden house. Now, this movie I have a lot of mixed feelings on because the first half of the movie is actually very intense. It's very intriguing. I actually did enjoy the first half. I thought it was creepy. It gave me spooky vibes. I thought it was gonna be really, really, really good. I liked the aesthetics of the movie. I thought it was very pretty and I liked looking at it. I don't know if anyone cares about that, but I personally thought it was a pretty movie. I liked to look at it. It was nice looking. However, the ending and the plot twist I didn't care for. The movie was so ominous and tense and kind of spooky feeling, right? And then the ending kind of turned it all jokey. It felt a little bit like it was supposed to be a comedy at this point, or it was supposed to be funny, or like like it kind of gave me joke vibes. Like, this is funny, this is a comedy now. Like, the plot twist is it's a comedy, and I didn't like that. It ruined everything for me because I really liked the movie. I really enjoyed it. I liked the way it was atmospheric, and I just really liked it. And then the ending just kind of, it fell short. Overall, I think it's still a fun movie, and I did like it. I just wish it had been different. The ending wasn't what I expected. It's not what I wanted, and I was just disappointed by it. I don't know. It's not what I expected. Like I said, the first half is so spooky and dark and stuff, and then the ending was just weird. It was like two different movies almost, and they didn't mesh properly, and it just kind of weirded me out, and I wasn't very happy. But overall, I did still like it. I thought it was good. I just think if the ending had been different, it would have been a way better movie. Next up is the movie False Positive. I watched this on Hulu, and it is an A24 film. This is a horror thriller, I guess. I personally think it's more of a thriller than it is a horror, but this is about a couple who are desperately trying to get pregnant, and they go to this doctor who the husband is kind of friends with. They have a friendly relationship, and she miraculously gets pregnant after he helps them with fertility treatments. But everything is kind of a little bit weird. The doctor has a weird vibe around him, and the wife starts to try to uncover what this doctor is hiding. So this movie is weird. I don't really know how I feel about it. I did enjoy it. I didn't love it. It's just very strange. It's kind of hard to fully follow sometimes. I was a little bit confused by some parts. I never knew what was quite going on, and I do like that sometimes. I like to be kept in the dark to see, you know, I like to, you know, vague things kind of interest me in horror, and I like to just kind of experience them for myself. But there was just something about it. It was so weird. There's one part at the end where I was just so confused. I was like, wait, what just happened? And my partner and I both looked at each other like, did that just happen? Did that just happen? But then it didn't happen, and I was like, what is going on in this movie? What is happening? What is this? What is this movie? So overall, I think it was okay. I didn't love it. There were things I liked, things I didn't like, but I will tell you, after watching it, I am more firm in my decision to not have babies. I do not want to be a mother. I didn't want to be a mother before the movie, and now I really don't want to be a mother. So yeah, you know, I mean, maybe take that into consideration if you want to watch it. It's a very weird movie, and I feel like it makes you feel weird things about babies and being a mom. So maybe think about that before you watch it. Next up is House LLC. It's on Tubi. That's where I watched it, and this came out in 2015. It is about 5 years after 15 people were killed during a haunted house tour. A documentary crew visits the scene to investigate what really happened. Now, I am a big fan of the mockumentary type horror genre. I think they are very fun. I love a good mockumentary. I don't know, they're just intriguing. I like the whole documentary thing, and I liked to watch them, you know, investigate abandoned buildings and stuff like that. It's just always fun to me. So mockumentaries are very intriguing to me, and I've heard good things about this movie, and there are things I liked. I did think there was a lot of creepy things in this movie. I think it had a lot of good things going for it. There were quite a bit of jump scares that did get me. Now, if you don't like jump scares, I don't know, maybe take that into consideration. but I'm not too easily fooled by the jump scare. I do like jump scares. I just don't like when movies heavily focus on jump scares and that's all that they rely on to be a scary movie is, you know, things popping out. And I just think it's kind of a cheap way to be scary. But I do like jump scares as long as they're used sparingly and they actually do get me. And you know, they're good, they're like thought out and they're well thought out. And I do feel like this movie had some pretty decent jump scares in it. I did like the plot of the movie. I thought the ending was a little, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't like my favorite ending, but I did think it was okay. It was a good movie. I'm glad I watched it because I do think everyone talks about this movie. And I did have fun while watching it. I thought it was fun. It just probably isn't like my favorite movie of all time, but I did have fun watching it. I thought it was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. Next up and last on my list is probably the best movie I saw and the best movie I've seen in quite some time, and that is The Boy Behind the Door. I watched this on Shudder and oh my goodness, this movie. This movie is about Bobby and Kevin, who are best friends, and they are actually kidnapped together. And Bobby has to save him and his best friend. And this movie was so intense. It was so anxiety-inducing. It was so panic-inducing. Holy guacamole, from the second I started this movie to the very end, I was holding my breath. I was holding my breath. Oh, I literally cried like 4 times watching this movie because it was just so emotional and intense and terrifying. This was such a good movie. I'm sure people will disagree with me. I know that there are people that disagree with me. But it was so good. Like, honestly, I want to own this movie. I want to have it on DVD. I want to have it in my possession so I can watch it whenever I want because it was so good. When the plot twist was revealed, my jaw dropped. And I just looked at my partner and I was like, oh, what is happening? And we were both just flabbergasted because we didn't expect it. And it was a good plot twist. I don't think it took away or detracted from anything else in the story. I think it was so good. The acting was just, the story, the ending, everything about this was good, okay? If you're gonna watch one movie that I've just talked about, please watch The Boy Behind the Door. Please, please, please watch it. Please watch it. Please watch it. Okay, my friends, that does it. Those are the movies that I watched in July. I hope you enjoy this kind of video. I know it's not super in-depth reviews. It's just kind of me talking about the movies that I watched, if I liked them, what I thought about them, just kind of casually talking about what I watched. If you like that, if you enjoy that, let me know. Maybe I'll go into more depth. This is just me kind of testing the waters and seeing if you enjoy this kind of video, if you want to see this kind of monthly video from me talking about movies that I watched. I'm just trying to change things up a bit, see if you enjoy this, if you want to see this. Let me know what you watched in July. If you've seen any of these, please let me know in the comments down below. If you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure there will be people who disagree with me. That's fine. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want to see these videos continue, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you want more details on these movies or you like just kind of a casual chit chat, just barely talking about them. I don't want to give too much away, but I kind of just want to talk about them a little bit, talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, that kind of thing. Just let me know. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. We can become friends, talk about books, movies, makeup, horror, all kinds of things. I do a lot on this channel, so hopefully there's something for everyone. And with that being said, I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!